In 2008, we went to a restaurant in Chicago that one of my friends had told me about. It was this crazy molecular gastronomy restaurant where they serve you plates of foams and, gels and stuff like that. And I didn't really think of it as like anything particularly different from anything else I'd ever eaten before until I got there and was like, what is this? Alinea specializes in a type of cuisine most people call molecular gastronomy. And most people think of molecular gastronomy as like sciencey cooking. A lot of powders and foams, gels, a lot of, basically very heavily manipulated food. Like what they're doing is not really about foams and powders. It's incorporating emotion as an ingredient in their dishes. When you taste it, there's something familiar about it. The way my dad used to burn leaves in the backyard as a kid, or oh, this reminds me of like the way bubblegum tastes from a parade. And I felt like I had Windex sprayed in my eyes or something. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this. How are they doing this? How does this work? And I was obsessed enough about it that Sarah was like, yeah, let's get you this cookbook and you can figure out how they're doing all this. The whole thing is around 400 and some odd pages. There are 107 dishes and 400 and some odd components. Each dish is made up of these sort of little sub-recipes. It's just an object of beauty. It doesn't scale anything down. It doesn't really make it any easier for a home chef. But I was curious about it, so I thought I would try one. And then ever since then, I've just kind of kept going. I don't remember ever making a decision, I'm going to make everything. It was more that I never made the decision to stop. I've shot like 10,000, 12,000 photos over the course of it, and the whole thing lasted about 5 years, just to go start to finish through all 107 recipes in the book. On its face, it's me cooking every dish in this cookbook, but I guess in my head it's quite a bit more than that.
I've often wondered if he was like this before he started Alinea, or if Alinea sort of brought it out of him, and this tenacity, obsession, whatever you want to call it, like this determination that he's had with the whole project. He's just become more ferocious.
I don't really know what the magnitude scale is, but it's 10, whatever that scale is. It's like all the way at the ridiculous end. It was a little bit addictive. Every time I'd finished one dish, I would just be excited to do the next one. I started spending months and months researching, like, this is where I get this fish, or this is where I get this seaweed. A couple of them involved service pieces that I couldn't get a hold of. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just figure out how to make my own. And so I started taking classes for like welding or woodworking or machining classes, all this other crazy stuff. The dishes were awesome. They were just as perfect as I could have made them, and that felt so satisfying and really like, this is great.